All right, let's get down to some NFL action because your Kansas City Chiefs were playing against the Buffalo Bills.
Yes.
What's really interesting about this, the Bills come out on top. Patrick Mahomes was taking some hits.
Yeah.
15 hits throughout the game, the most in his career. The game kind of reminded me of the way Patrick Mahomes was getting harassed and hit, reminded me of the Super Bowl loss to the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Yeah.
There was one shot he took like he was going out of bounds, and he got slammed on his back. But yet he popped right back up like he usually does. Still kind of made it respectable, but that was a pretty dominant win for the Bills. The thing that I think is really interesting with these two, and I'm curious to know if you have a philosophy why this is the case, the Bills own the Chiefs in the regular season, and yet you flip it around, and the Chiefs own the Bills in the postseason, which, of course, that's the most meaningful place to be. You want to win Vince Lombardi trophies. Who cares about the November 3rd trophy, whatever it was from the regular season? Why do you think that is for the Bills, and do you think they can flip it around? Like, this is the start of something for the Bills.
Well, that's definitely a real thing, and that's in every sport. Don't get it wrong, right? We see it in basketball. These guys don't even care about playing in the regular season, right? It's all about the postseason. We saw it with the Yankees, who they say are the team built for 162, but they can't come through in the postseason when it matters. And the Chiefs is much of the same. Like you said, man, I'm cool completely. You guys want to own the Chiefs and be 5-0 in the last 5 in the regular season, but lose everyone in the playoffs. Yeah, it's different, man. The lights are brighter. These young guys who haven't been there before, I think that's probably the biggest part of it, right? The Chiefs have kept they've kept that foundation, like the big foundational pieces that they feed off have been there for a bunch of years. The coach is a proven winner. He's been in NFC title games for 15 years with the Eagles every year. Then he came over to Kansas City, and that's Andy Reid. So you have like that stability, that foundation rooted in playoff success. These are the guys you lean on when that happens. Who do the Bills have that know that level of playoff success? It's not the coach, right? It's not the coordinators. It's not their starting quarterback, who's been fine, but he's not the same player in the playoffs as he is in just mistakes. It's the ability to minimize mistakes in the playoffs, and the Chiefs have done a better job of it than I think the Bills do.
I almost feel like there's a sense of urgency from the Bills because they look at the Chiefs as who they want to be. So anytime they play them, they're like attuned, they're doing the extra work. And I think the Chiefs look at the Bills as this is a good challenge, but this game doesn't matter. So there's not that just urgency that comes to the forefront until the postseason. Because I think the Chiefs, all they care about is just give us a seat at the table when the postseason starts, and we'll handle business there. It reminds me a little bit of the Golden State Warriors when they were in the dynasty mode, when they had Draymond and when they had Kevin Durant. They had the super team. The year that they wanted to break the Bulls record, they came in dialed in. Yeah. But after that, it was kind of like, we'll be. Remember they were like trying to set little records in quarters and seeing how many Klay Thompson could get in a quarter. And but they weren't really focused in the regular season. It was once the postseason, you saw an intensity level like all of a sudden amped up. And I think that's what the Chiefs are doing. But here's the thing that is interesting, because if the season ended today, guess who is out of the playoffs?
You're right.
The Kansas City Chiefs. So they better have some sort of level of urgency here sooner or later, or else they'll find themselves without a seat at the table.
Well, you started the segment with it, right? Mahomes was getting beaten up this week, and that's something that we hadn't seen through the first couple of weeks. We talked about this, you and I, before the show. Josh Simmons, who was their first-round pick at Ohio State, stud tackle, he kind of mysteriously disappeared about a month ago. And it's really weird because in this day and age, you can get information on anything. But through a month, nobody really knows why or where or what's going on with Josh Simmons. As of this week, apparently he's back in the facility, so he kind of went dark on all social media when this happened. They're saying it's a personal thing, it's a family thing, and he's back in the facility. Now, that's going to be a huge help. I think it's also a huge help to get him back now, because 2 or 3 of those games we've seen in the past, like I said last episode of us here, Mahomes is still moving well. His legs look strong. He looks like he's able to scramble and extend plays. Well, when the Chiefs started to struggle like that, the middle of the season, the last couple of years, it's when he starts to get beaten up like that, and he can't extend plays the way he did, and he can't step into those deep throws the way he's used to doing. So it'd be vital to get Simmons back and get that offensive line kind of tightened up before Pat has a chance to get beat up too bad. So, you got to fix that. That's the way you beat these good quarterbacks.
For sure. It's something to keep an eye on, how the Chiefs rebound after that one. I would assume they'll play their way in, but it is getting a little bit dicey.